Welcome, wrestling fans. You got the show Bill Schuyler here at One Wrestling Presents Total Impact Wrestling Rewind, October 13th, 2016. We are live at the Impact Zone. We open up with a promo by TNA World Champion Eddie Edwards, thanking friends, family, and the fans. And after 14 years of basically killing himself in and out of the ring, he is now on top of the sport he loves. He states that he will be a fighting champion. He will not run or hide from anyone, that he will wrestle and beat Bobby Lashley again to prove that it was not a fluke. Lashley then would storm the ring and both men began brawling, with Lashley choking Eddie out and trying to take the belt. Eddie would fight him off and took a vicious spear from Bobby Lashley. He promised he would win his title back and demanded his rematch now. He demanded a referee come down to the ring now and would continue to beat on Eddie Edwards. He then went outside the ring and grabbed a steel chair, and as he was about to lay into the champion, ECIII and Moose ran in to make the save. Edwards, Bobby Lashley, Moose, and ECIII, quite a group of competitors and a champion, all vying for the Impact Wrestling World title. Something I'm really digging. This Impact Wrestling, once again, proving that they are on the winning track right now. We open up. Our first match of the evening will be the Grand Championship match. Speaking of things that are growing on me, this Grand Championship title continues to improve week in and week out, in my opinion. Champion Aaron Rex defending tonight against the man bromance Jesse GODDERZ. Jesse would take control early on, trying to get the Adonis lock on the champion, but Aaron Rex was not having it as both men went back and forth until the round ended, coming out 30-27 with Jesse GODDERZ on top. Rex would come out in round two, immediately trying to get the pinfall attempt after pinfall attempt on Jesse GODDERZ, but Jesse was not having any of that, and he went for the Adonis lock yet again and was able to lock it in. Aaron Rex would escape, but GODDERZ maintained control, working over the champ's arm as that round would end, and Jesse GODDERZ would win round two once again, 30-27. Aaron Rex needed a pin or submission to keep his title, and he was visibly frustrated with his inability to get the win over Jesse GODDERZ. GODDERZ putting on such a huge offense, he would send Rex out to the floor and then hold the ropes for him to come back in the ring. Aaron Rex fought back with a massive forearm, sending GODDERZ out to the floor. Then, returning the favor, he would hold the ropes open for Jesse to make his way back into the ring. And as he went through the ropes, he attacked GODDERZ, nailing the Revelator to retain the television title. 1, 2, 3, your champion remains Aaron Rex. A full heel turn? Not yet, but it's plain to see that Aaron Rex is becoming frustrated with the opponents that are making their way with him in these matches. He's trying to play the babyface and start a new life, a new level in his career, but I think the old heel is going to make his way through this facade, and Aaron Rex I see becoming a bad guy yet again. We then have Matt and Jeff Hardy, Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. The Broken era has begun. Matt says the Broken Hardys are the greatest team in all space and time, even better than the Bucks of Youth or the Day of New, who are all false champions. Yes, oh yes, I knew you'd be here. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy have proved without a shadow of a doubt that they have an entirely new a new life here in TNA. They have taken this company and turned it completely around, in my opinion, saving this company from going under. Matt had Brother Nero sing a eulogy for the Decay, and he sang Obsolete along with the fans in the Impact Zone. Matt says that he had a premonition that their next opponents would be decided tonight and that they would suffer deletion. And then out of nowhere, the Tribunal jumped the champs, beating Matt and Jeff Hardy down in the ring. The Tribunal looking like a very dominant team. I'm glad to see that the Hardys have come up with a new opponent, and I think this new tag team war should be quite interesting. The Tribunal, a favorite of mine when they were in NXT, and I think it's time for them to begin to shine here in Impact Wrestling. We then have Cody with Brandy Rhodes versus Mike Bennett and Maria Kannellis Bennett. Great matchup, with the Miracle really shining in this match as he and Cody seem to have a definite chemistry working together. Cody and he would go back and forth, looking like either one could win this match at any time. Eventually, Cody would manage to hit the Crossroads, pinning Mike Bennett for the win. We then would follow this up with an X Division match. The champion DJZ going up against MARSHE ROCKETT. Now I'm going to, as a huge fan of the X Division, I'm going to say this and say it from my heart. TNA truly needs to rethink and revamp the X Division at this time. They need to create new stars. Well, check. They've been doing that. What they need to have is epic feuds, something that the X Division was always known for. Not just doing high spots for 5 minutes. That's not enough. No, we need some true epic feuds, some in-ring psychology, and bigger storylines. With that, the X Division can get itself back on top of Impact Wrestling and continue to turn this company towards greatness. Greatness that the company once had and will have again. We then had the Knockouts champion Gail Kim going up against Maria Kanellis. The ring full of weapons, but as Gail would make her way to the ring, Maria ran away, but Gail Kim caught her on the ramp, tossed her in a laundry cart, and slid her down the ramp into the post. Maria would rake Gail's eyes and hit her with a garbage can lid, and then began slamming the champion's head into the mat repeatedly. Then began nailing her with a cookie sheet and hit her with a spine buster for the 2 count. She then attacked Gail with a kendo stick, and she would fight back, and Gail Kim would finally get control of the match again. She would strike with Eat Defeat, going for the 1, the 2, and then she stopped the count, ripping Maria up, pulling her up to her feet, nails her with Eat Defeat yet again on top of a trash can lid, and would win the match 1, 2, 3. Thus, not only ending the match, not only retaining her title, but ending Maria Kanellis' control of the Knockouts. Then, our main event of the evening, Moose going up against ECIII. Strong outing by Moose and Ethan Carter. As always, these two were putting on a great show. But something between these two was not quite gelling tonight. EC3 and Moose just did not seem to be clicking here. I don't know what it was. Moose laying in every move that he's known for. And, of course, EC3, a true superstar. For all intents and purposes, an Impact Wrestling original, just did not seem to be lighting up the ring together. I gotta say here that I'm really not a huge fan of Ethan Carter as a straight up babyface. I think if they could keep him as the ass kicker, you know, the guy that if you have somebody that's kicking ass, you bring in Ethan Carter to kick that guy's ass. You know who I'm talking about. We just saw him in the massive feud with Bobby Lashley. That's the EC3 babyface that we need to see. And I'm curious to see how this is going to progress. The winner of this match was going to go up against Cody Rhodes next week. I'm sorry, disregard that. Not against Cody Rhodes. He'd be going up against Bobby Lashley, because Bobby Lashley lost his ability to have a rematch with Eddie Edwards because of the attack earlier in the evening, that coming down from Billy Corgan himself. Thus, we also have Eli Drake involved in this with EC3 as well. And we have to see how they're going to go about this. Are they going to turn Eli Drake into the face that he's really growing and trying to be? I know they had him as a heel, but the Stone Cold Steve Austin references, the ability that he has is quite similar, where the fans are truly behind Eli Drake. And I see them going in a babyface direction. And I think that Ethan Carter III really needs to get back to the heel persona that made him a superstar here in Impact Wrestling. I would love to know what you guys think. Should Ethan Carter III go back to being a heel, or should they continue on with his babyface run? The match here, these guys should be able to knock it out of the park, that being Eli Drake and Ethan Carter. I can't see how these guys can fail in the ring. Now we're going to have a main event next week of Cody Rhodes going up against Eddie Edwards for the TNA World Championship, and Bobby Lashley will be going up against Moose, as EC3 has lost another match. That's right, EC3 is on a severe losing streak, and I feel this is perhaps another lead-in to the fact that he's going to become very frustrated and dejected at the fact that he's continuing to lose match after match, and the turn coming. I think if the company winds up being sold out, as it's being planned and rumored to be, with Billy Corgan buying it, with Dixie Carter no longer in charge of the company, will they completely do away with any reference to the Carter name as far as being previous owners? Or will they continue to have Dixie's name in the storyline? I ask this because Ethan Carter, when the company is sold, could be completely and utterly angered and go to war against Corgan for basically stealing the company from his family. If not, and they do away with that, that's fine. He could stand on his own. EC3, in my opinion, yet again, is one of the future major players in this company. Bobby Lashley, a definite big name, a guy that is keeping the company's name out there, legitimate in the eyes of casual fans, and for real diehard marks, they know that Bobby Lashley is the real deal. Matt and Jeff Hardy doing it and making it and taking Impact Wrestling to levels it hasn't been in years. And now that the Maria Kanellis Gail Kim feud is over, I think we're going to finally see the Knockouts division jumpstart into the level that it's been waiting to go to, where we can get back to having real women wrestlers taking it to the limit week in and week out. The question being is, who is Gail's next opponent going to be? Madison Rayne has been making her voice known in commentary. Will she come back into the ring to go up against Gail for the title? Will it be Sienna? Or will we see a new women's wrestler come into the company that's just been waiting in the wings, perhaps waiting for the selling of the company to Billy Corgan to take effect? With that, fans, I am the show, Bill Schuyler. You can follow me on Twitter at YouGotTheShow. Follow, of course, One Wrestling at One Wrestling, and Bill Apter at Apter One Wrestling. Be part of the Big Slam Nation. Follow us on Twitter at Big Slam Nation. With myself, Big Ray at Big Ray Show, Billy Ray Valentine at Obi-Wan You Know Me, Fame Black at Fame Black, 8-Track Brown. Follow him at Pharaoh of Fancy, Kenny Killer from the Sunday Segway. Follow him all the way live from London, England, and OK Fabe at OK Fabe, and the Professor himself, PROFF Hustle. That's right, Professor PW Hustle. And with that, wrestling fans, I will see you at the matches, and I'll catch you down